Hello everyone, this is Verde, and today we're playing a little bit more Sky Cabin. Today the goal of today's episode is to automate completely inductive mechanisms. And while that seems easy to tell, it is not that easy to actually make. I went to a very big amount of processes in order to handcraft a single one of these. So I guess some automation is required. Otherwise, I can't even batchcraft these that well because there are tons of unstackable items here and there, and we need to use TNT in the middle of it. So it is some very complex things. Let me go through the step-by-step process of making these. I can use this thing as a guide, I suppose. First of all, we need to make some crushers. Very easy, barely an inconvenience. And then we need to crush the crushers. Also very easy. Just throw the crushers into the crusher. No big deal there. Then we need to explode the singularities that come over there with some ender dust. Like we need to basically put them all into the same place and then explode them using probably TNT or something. Very easy to make using backpacks and stuff. And we will need quantum entangled. We will get quantum entangled singularities that way. I suppose. Let me see. There is that tiny TNT here, right? I could use this to make everything a little bit better, I suppose. Like it only uses Certus quartz dust. We can just take Certus quartz from that thing over there. From this thing over there. Over here. It produces a very big amount of Certus quartz, as you can probably see. So we can use tiny TNTs, which will be funny. Do they explode blocks? I don't really know. I will test that eventually. If they do, I'll just do the explosions on the water. So, okay, we got there. We got to the singularities things. Now we're gonna mix them with some dye, some random dye. It doesn't need to be really to get these guys. These guys, well, only the magenta one is really useful for us. The other ones need to be drained into. They basically need to be drained a variable amount of times based on their color. Like the green ones, I suppose. No, the blue ones, you can just drain once, while the basically every color has an. Let me show you the recipe real quick. Magenta paint, magenta paintball. You can make them by draining blue paintball and then generate these chromatic waste, which you can obtain by. You know the drill, right? The red ones are the most frequent one, but also like the one that needs to be drained the most. And then the next step is very easy. We just compact them into a refined compound. And this step is a little bit complicated to make refined radiance, mostly because, well, I tried the beacon beam approach, but it didn't quite work for me. I don't know why. And so we will probably be doing the torch approach. Not a big deal since we have already automated both charcoal and sticks within this factory over here. So it's just a matter of importing them and placing them around, or not a very complicated thing, but at the same time, it is another big process. And then, honestly, just crushing it and throwing it through a mechanical crafter. And this thing, we worked the entire previous episode on this, so it's fine. This is already done, actually. What does it? Okay, it needs this thing as a dependency. So, I guess it is time to start this thing, right? First of all, most of these resources will be how do I say it? Imported from other factories. Oh yeah, and there are a little bit of a tangent here. Like, how do we acquire dyes? How do we acquire not only dyes, but how do we acquire gunpowder? And there is a very simple method of acquiring gunpowder and ender dust in this mod pack, which is through the ferns. In order to get these, the purple ones I got just from the End Islands, very easy. And these ones I had to plant a little bit patch, a small patch of dirt, and bone meal until they show up, like so. And then I use shears on them. And yeah, thankfully the seeds for these things dropped like everywhere, in dungeons and everything. So not a big deal. I guess I can. Huh? Funny, sky slime's cake. I can, guess I could farm them this way, but there is another very easy way of duplicating them. I will need a cutting board to show you guys. Let me get a cutting board real quick. And also a knife. I already have a knife. Great. We almost always have to wait a little bit longer for the sticks because the sticks are far away. There we go. And the knife. So there is a very simple way of duplicating them, which is by using spirit fire. So we cut them to these small versions, and then we throw them into the fire, and they're back. Just like that. Very simple. The idea that I have there is just to have a loop where half of, just like the quartz loop, we get the slimy fern. Great. Now, we have two recipes, which is weird, but that's fine, I hope. Anyway, then we use these guys in order to crush them into slimy fern blend, and then we put them into campfires by using deployers, which sounds fun. So that's how we will acquire gunpowder, by using this, and the other thing, ender dust, by using this. Great. Now, for bone meal, we don't actually need this because we have 58 stacks of bone blocks, and I really would prefer to make this thing better instead of basically doing the slimy fern version of this thing. So I guess you can go away. The bone meal is only really necessary to make one of these, really. I'll make one of these farms here, and I'll throw everything it yields into a crusher. I mean, it only yields flowers, seeds, which I don't really. Actually, I could filter off seeds, so I could compost them, so we have a little bit of bone meal charge back. So that's the idea. The place where we will make this farm will be around here. Why? Mostly because I want this intersection to have all of the four main chapter things. Like, let me show you to you guys, because here in the overview there's this, and this. So I want every corner of this intersection to have one of these small things. I suppose this place here Yeah, we will need a lot of space here. So I guess we will expand that way for the industrial zone of the factory. For this chapter, we won't need that much water, so it's fine to not do it right beside the river. And I guess that's it. We will start going on. I guess I'll go from the back. I'll go like just as I did last episode. I'll start by doing these processes, and then I'll do the most complicated part over here, I suppose. I can even use this part of the terrain here. So I'll start here. We'll end them on this part, and I will go towards that direction. So I see you guys when I have something akin of something akin of footprint for the factory. It seems like these guys still spawn regardless of the mega torch thing. Curious. I believe they dropped something related to the buddy cards, right? Well, anyway, I have made something akin of a power generation. I have determined where the induction coils will go. Now I will need a press here. Very simple. I suppose I don't need to parallelize these that much because honestly, we don't need that many of these. I don't even think if like we will be able to consume the lower tier ones as fast as. Anyway, the idea here is that we can just have a single mechanical crafter to create the induction coils and then a single press to make the refined radiance into refined radiance. And I believe that should go with the. That will be enough to honestly cover all of our needs, I suppose. And this one should be a little bit more to this direction, I suppose. For it to not. And I made a small steam setup here, very simple stuff. Just uses some charcoal, which it will get from the system there, and generate this thing. It has a large water wheel hidden here, just so that it can generate the initial stress unit. If I need more, I can actually, let's just do this for scalability, but I don't think I will need more. So if I need more, I can just replicate this very same setup on the other side. Very simple. And I can basically double the amount. If I need even more, I can increase the size of this ring, make this guy request blaze cakes, and double the amount of water that goes into it. But honestly, this factory here won't be using that many stress units as the previous ones because most of the process here is okay. There are the crushing wheels, great, but entangling the TNT doesn't use stress units at all. Uh, Making the painting process uses a very tiny amount of stress units, like very tiny. Draining them also almost no stress units. It just needs like 5 pumps and that's it. Oh, interesting. And then compacting them, I mean, there are a ton of low stress unit related processes. So I suppose we will not be needing that many things. I will advance a little bit on the factory layout and I'll show it to you guys. So, I've tested the beacon method and it seems like it is straight up not working on this thing. I don't know if it is an issue with the modpack. However, I found out something that does work, which is nice. First of all, if we throw a stack or a large number of these here, they all convert individually. So basically, we don't have to worry that much about the speed of them because we can just increase that speed quite, almost linearly by just throwing more of the items here. So that's nice. And this is my current setup for converting them. I'll probably make a window here because I think it is quite nice. Let me drop it there. And as you can see, we have a few there, few stuff happening, I suppose. And this thing here is just so that... Oh, weird. Okay. This thing there is just so that... It's just so that all of those belts are filled, but honestly, I'll probably do it from the other side in a nicer fashion. And then eventually some of those, as you can see by the particles, eventually they become things, radiant coils, which is nice. So this works, slowly but surely works. Now I just need to make some kind of a device that drops the chromatic compounds here. And probably make it so like when this backpack is full, make the rest of the factory not drop some chromatic compost there, because, well, otherwise we would be just voiding items, which is not great. Let me redo this thing real quick. And currently our torch source is just me crafting them, really. Let's do this thing real quick. Actually, it is quite the opposite. And these are not stacking. It is quite the opposite, like so. We need these guys to spin in opposite directions, which I have an idea of how to do. Like so. We need to invert this guy and grab a belt here. Let's increase this, guys. And let me just slap a barrel onto this thing and show off those. Now, every time a torch goes from this thing, yeah, it should go around and come into that, which is great. Oh, there are a few more torches here. Let me just fill this hopper. Oh, but the barrel is... You know what? Remove the barrel. Have a better idea of what could be there. How about a depot? This way it is only one torch. Okay, this is a little bit gimmicky, but it works. And as I drop chromatic compound here in the middle, we can basically have a good supply of them. The next step. So I suppose we should work on the next step now. So, first of all, I made this small thing here, which is basically... Oh yeah, I still need to filter it out properly, because I didn't have every paintball on me. But basically the dyes will come from that way. I don't know what exactly I will use to make the dyes, but well. And from this way we will get the singularities yellow. Yellow should come out from here. What's wrong there? Yeah. Actually, I know what I'll do. Get out of here. Thank you. What's wrong? What can't the... Oh, because there is a red paintball there. Which should go here. And there is a magenta paintball there, which should just go there, like so. And now... What's wrong here? What is the yellow paintball there? Oh, because I threw it in the wrong order. That's fine. So basically, we have this system which is overstressed because I forgot to give it enough charcoal. Let me give it enough charcoal. One second. Here we go. There it goes. It is now properly draining this stuff. And currently, the bottleneck, if I can call it that way, is possibly this crafter. And this was just one stack. Like one stack of dust and one stack of singularities. So it will last us quite a while because basically one chromatic singularity has like, let's see, 1.4 plus another 1.4, that's 2.8. So it generates 3.5, almost one chromatic compound. So it is almost 1-to-1 from chromatic singularities to chromatic compounds. And why is that a blue thing here? Oh, because these guys are getting overwhelmed, I think. Yeah, outputting it into a belt is not the best idea, I suppose. I don't know. Let me throw you here and see if this issue persists. Because I suppose I had that issue before I have added that barrel over there. Yeah, it seems to work just fine. And my current issue there is just that I didn't supply enough torches, as it seems. Yeah, I'll have to make some more torches. Not that hard, but I gotta automate this process. How can I automate torch making? That's easy enough. I mean, that's literally the easiest it can get, right? Can I just do something like this? I need to get power here. Perhaps by doing something among... Oh, I'm out of shafts, really. Something among these regards. And then I just need to bring in some pipe from somewhere. Probably from over here, right? And give it charcoal and stuff. I'll do that. And I catch you guys up when we set up the next step, which should be the reactor. Oh, we are almost out. Good. So I'll do these things, and I'll be right back. Okay, now, funnily enough, torches are the current bottleneck here, but this is nice. This is very nice, the animations and stuff. Like, it looks like some kind of reactor or something. Oh, it is already... They are already finishing up their thing. Now the torch will just wait there, and these things will pile up. Great. Now, for the next part, we should explode some things, right? Yeah, and provide some dyes as well. I've been thinking about beetroot as the dye source, or even yeah, I'll just make one of these. I'll actually move this guy here, there, and I'll be right back. Nice. So this time around, I made this guy before finishing up the whole chapter machine. Mostly because I really want some inductive mechanisms mass. I still don't have the things that we make the requests, and also you probably don't need that. So let me just grab the special thing that doesn't break. And why don't you work? Perhaps if I move you, yes, this one is broken. It's fine. They are finally cheap right now. Therefore, we can finally do some cool things. Like, let me grab one terminal real quick. Let me plug it somewhere. Actually, there is a terminal here. I want to make Invar machines. Finally. Can I... It says here that it doesn't find inductive mechanisms. How about that? These. Oh, this guy isn't connected. Not as smart am I? And also, I need some invert casing. Let me request a number of these. Any second now. It should arrive. Now, I am mostly doing invert machines currently, because I can make invert pipe modules. And yeah, invert pipe modules are very good, mostly because they can grab a very big amount of stuff at once, and they can increase quite substantially the speed of most things. And also because, let me see, I don't know how many. Yeah, we can make 8 machines right now, which is plenty for now. Most of these, actually all of these 8 machines will turn up into these guys. The reason for that being, I can now finally do stuff like this. Oh, actually, I need to properly. This is our retrieval. They don't need the tier 1 anymore for limiting stack size, which is great. I still don't think that we can. Yeah, we still need the original item in order to properly set up it. However, it has one more slot, which is something. And it requests in groups of 8 at once, which is nice. The only thing is, yeah, I think it tries to fill up the whole barrel, which I don't want. Therefore, I will make these regardless. We don't really need that many. as for these, you have retrieval. You will try to retrieve these. Here, right? And you will try to retrieve these. Now, we should automatically... Well, of course, as soon as I hook up this thing to the mainnet. No, this is a press, not a deployer. It doesn't have an inventory. See, it is now producing it at a very good rate. And I could go around exchanging these for high things. I'll probably do some of that off camera. But there are some specific ones which are more interesting, more urgent, I suppose. One of them being this for creating torches. But anyway, I believe I can up these guys back to 64. As long as I will have to change the setup a little bit. I want to do something somewhat funny. Here, I'll put you there. Your output. Do I have chests? No, but I do have vaults, which are good enough. Put them like so, actually. Like so. And it will... Basically, this is a buffer, because this inventory is a little bit small. I sadly don't have the endstone dusts nor the other thing. So that is the next part of this factory. Currently we do... Let me grab those endstone dust and singularities. Basically some crushers. I'll batchcraft a bunch and I'll show you guys how it's currently working, the reactor thing. So here we are. We just need to put singularities here and then this here. And actually, I believe you won't do nothing when I remove the torch. And when I place the torch, basically it drops both of the items and the TNT. Oh, not very smart am I. I forgot to set up a filter for the accumulator. Let's do that real quick. First of all, let me grab my singularities back. It is a little bit of a burden to craft these specifically. Mostly because I have to wait long time for the mechanical crafters to craft crushing wheels. But that's fine. So this accumulator, it needs an item filter, doesn't it? I wonder. Yeah, there is a filter for thermal, right? It uses a create filter. Can I just request one of those? Yes, the wool will take a while to get here. And then I really gotta spam those speed upgrades. I should already have done that, but honestly, yeah, being a little bit lazy in that regard. Let me try to make a lapis gear. I should have everything for one. Just waiting for the lapis to come by. I'll probably, now that I think of it, I can probably rework my selling part of it there a bunch now that I got drawers, like drawer controllers. I believe I can do this thing here. Yes. Allows for item restriction. Let me see if this works. Item filter. Great. Allow list. Actually, yeah. Let me just put the allow list to see if I can grab a singular. So next test. Okay, we got those singularities. Did it work already? I don't think so. Some of the items just got into it, right? Let's go to the item filter and allow this thing. Yeah, and now it works. Great. I tried using the backpack to do this kind of thing, but it didn't quite work. Also, it would be best if this guy was brass version. Do I have a brass version? I do. This way it is a little bit faster. Perhaps I could overclock this thing too. But honestly, it is fast enough. No item will despawn, and they all will be moved to this guy. I'll have to set up a bunch of conditions, like this barrel will need to have at least 64 items, this barrel will need to have at least 64 items. This vacuumulator, actually, I will make it so that both these vacuumulator and this item vault need to be empty. Like, the reactor there will have a bunch of conditions in order to work, because honestly, I don't want it exploding every time. It makes some noise, and the noise from explosions in this game can be heard from quite a bit away. Like, I believe my whole thing here. Also, I will put some nice things on there eventually. Then I need, and there are a bunch of particles here, which is very nice to see all of those particles going around. Oh, probably he worked this thing as well, right? Yeah, I have one idea to make like a bunch of mechanical crafters there, like one for each row there, just to make sure, absolutely sure, that we have enough torches, because this thing can consume quite a lot of torches. Perhaps if we don't input one by one but several at the same time, I wonder if that increases the chance. I don't think so. Anyway, now that we can see some of those are being produced, and they are being immediately taken away so that they can fit here. Let me just do this thing. See, they are immediately being taken away to make inductive mechanisms. Great. Now, for the next part, we need 2 items into this reactor, and we have space for creating those 2 items. One of them is ender dust, and the other one is singularities. Singularities is very small to make. We just need a bunch of mechanical crafters, which I have. We have more than enough, really. And we need to crush the result of... Basically, we need to make crushers, but making crushers is absolutely easy. And we just need, like, to hook up pipes on them. Actually, let's do this thing, right? So, let's suppose I will need to do this elsewhere in a way that, like so. Need the... Actually, let me put a lever here, if I can find it. Yes. For me to do that. Why did that explode? Oh, I already... Okay, I already changed the frequency of that, so there is no real need for that. I can just place it there. And as it currently works, yeah, it needs to be locked most of the time. So it is like that. It will generate an explosion, but no issues. So we got some space, right? I'll probably make one belt here, one of these here. Hmm. This is too close, right? This is too close. Unless, I wonder if this works. Like where the items will go through. Two. Let me see. If I... Hmm. My direction, it is move. Oh, the fam is pulling instead of pushing. Not great. Not exactly what I wanted. Upward, 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 upward. Nice. So if I would put some kind of item here, like suppose one of these, you will end up in the barrel. Actually, it ended up in my inventory. Yeah, it ends up in the barrel. That's great, actually, because this won't interfere, and it looks quite nice, actually. Let me just block this thing here. So, what I'm doing here, I need to make more. I do have some crushing wheels here. I won't need to make them. Thankfully, for the power of batch crafting. So, I need to let's do this for now. Need two gearboxes. Let me make them vertical. Let me just stick some gear. These guys. And now from here, suppose I want this energy. I could use a belt, but I'm a little bit more old-fashioned. This belt is turning in the wrong direction, it seems. There are a few ways I could solve this, but I'll choose the weirdest. Yeah, technically this guy is spinning a little bit more slowly than it could, but at the same time, I don't really think the crafting of crushing wheels will be the bottleneck here. I don't really think that. Let me make a barrel full of crushing wheels will be excessive. A good amount. A very obsessive amount. Excessive amount. But now I want the things to not be that high. Because if I would stick a thing here, I want the crafting things to be visible. Therefore, what about wrong item, Verde? What about here-ish? And this way. See, this will be hidden, and then this part I want to be visible. So a window here, probably. I will probably enclose this part. And this part I also want to be visible. Not like that. There is a trick that most of you create players know about when using mechanical crafters. you can join them like this. This thing makes it so that they share an inventory in a way that I only need to input like this, and it's all right. We already have all the inputs it needs. Now, for actually moving the results of this thing into that belt over here, I will use something. I'll do the following. I'll make it so that it crafts into the stop one over here. Like so. I want it to be symmetrical. So this goes there, this goes there, this goes there. Sky goes up. I would prefer if this steel tip wasn't in my face. I think. Thank you. So this is the standard, but I don't like this. Honestly. Let's make it go up here. And make these guys go like so. How does this look like? And this guy. Let's make it this way. This is interesting. I don't know if this will work, but I guess it is time for me to figure that out. Okay, direction is wrong. Let me use the correct item for him. Great. Do I have the inputs? I don't. Let me grab some inputs. There is some cobblestone here. And I'll have to request the sticks, won't I? There is a requesting table here nearby. Yes. Sticks. Let me request, I don't know, stack. Shouldn't take long. The sticks are somewhat nearby. There we go. So, by doing this, we already had the sticks. Oh, I don't like that they aren't synchronized. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, really. Look at that. Yeah. So we will go there. Nice, nice, nice. Now, a way to extract that. Let me, for now, remove these pipes. I could use pipes, to be honest. I probably won't use pipes, but I could. I have an idea. It is a very silly idea, but it is an idea nonetheless. Do I have a depot? I could make one. So I can put a depot here. Could extend this belt a little bit further. And now I could do this. Could understand these belt a little bit. Like so. And I could put andesite. Actually, let's use a brass funnel. Yeah, and there. See? We have automated the production. Oh. And now the delivery of singularities. We just need some input now. Which need to. This is very nice. Look at that. Wait, now I need to build this and this. And let's try to pull this thing towards this direction. Now, probably for the next part of the automation, I will need to use oops. Actually, it's fine to be here, right? It just can't be any lower. Right? I will use my... Excuse me? Thank you. So, this one, it's the top one, will request cobblestone. This one will request sticks. You won't be fast. Certainly not. But... See, we already have the cobblestone. The sticks will take a while. Now that I think of it, I probably shouldn't do it like so. Yeah. Let me put something like a buffer. Like, want a hopper. A hopper shall do it. It will reduce the speed. This thing works overall. However, it will make it so that... I don't know if this is one is the cobblestone. Yeah, it is. It will make it so that it can store some ingredients. Or... Oh god. That wasn't that smart. Excuse me? The stick one. Where did the... Okay. This wasn't very smart at all. But that's fine. Sticks do not go there. That wasn't very smart. And this also isn't. It seems like the brain cells today, they are on a bit of a break. The hoppers need to be side by side. Great. This hopper here will receive the sticks, while the other one will receive the cobblestone. Now that I don't know. So this one should receive the cobblestone. Let's see if it's the case. Yes. This one should receive the sticks. It works, albeit slowly. It works. I suppose I could make it so that at least the top part fills with a chute. Like, why am... Wait a second, why am I optimizing this? Yeah, let's just make it so that it works like that this way. Let's go through the next part, shall we? This next part will be a little bit more complicated than this previous one. First of all, I want to input items from this side. Where are my chutes? I'm running out of chutes. Am I? Yes. Okay. I'll need to batch raft them soon. Not what I meant, Verde. Still not what I meant. Something feels wrong. Yeah, something is wrong. It not only feels wrong. Because let's suppose the items come in this way. Yeah. I'm very bad at doing this thing. You have to click on the side, isn't it? Yeah, now it works. Yeah, it does work now. I wonder, should I do it by this side? So this reactor is symmetrical. Yeah, I actually will. And I will use this whole space that's left in order to want my reactor to look symmetrical. And I'll actually make some changes in order for it to look a little bit nicer. But that's... I'll have to wait a bit. Anyway, now for the next part. This thing should be slowly, very slowly filling up with singularities. Yeah, it is taking a while. And I'm not sure I like how slow this thing is. I mean, well, I will batch craft some more shoots and also work on starting to, yeah, work on the next part a little bit. And I'll show you guys when I have some progress. Yeah, I had to make some changes here. So, turns out I wasn't making enough torches, so I made this monstrosity, which now certainly generates enough torches. And then turns out I didn't have enough sticks, so I did have to make this monstrosity, so that I do have enough sticks. Yeah, I just hope I have enough wood, I suppose, because yeah, we are finding bottlenecks basically everywhere, but that's fine. This system is still on hold. I have some ender dust here. I suppose I could make it work. Oh yeah, I had to fix this thing. Turns out, if this guy can get full with quantum entangled singularities, and sometimes not be able to accept new dies, which is not great, to be honest. And now the bottleneck seems to be this part, but honestly won't be. I won't be increasing the size of this because honestly, it looks like, first of all, it looks nice, which is already a win on my book. But not only it looks nice, but it would be a hassle to put another one of these on top of this one. I mean, I could, but I won't. And perhaps adding another. Anyway, this thing already looks good enough and does everything I need. Also, this guy uses a shield now, so it works quite fast. And it takes energy from this part, which makes it so that it doesn't work at half speed like that one. And now for the next part, we need to make ender dust. How do we make ender dust? Well, there are two recipes, one by crushing ender pearls, which we won't do. We will use the campfire method. The campfire method, I could use campfires, yes, but I could also use stubs or skillets. Let me figure out how skillets work. Oh. I can use... Oh. Interesting. So let's take a look at that again. Cooking. You can use... Let me see. I like those ideas. Ender dust. I like those ideas quite a lot, actually. First of all, I will... not first of all. Secondly, I will also want to have ender dust laying around so that we can make Enderium later on. We have silver. We don't have chorus fruit, but that's a cool farm that we will have to make eventually. And we will need only ender dust, and also there are a few things here and there that use ender dust other than this explosion. So I will want to have, just like I did here with the crushers, I will want to have some kind of ex- external thing. Now, uh, let me move you once again. I want to keep giving you redstone power, like so that we can make some things here. This gold backpack. This one I tried to put in the place of that vacuumulator, but honestly, it didn't work that nice. I'll probably use this for this step actually. So let's see how the stuff works. The stove. Yeah, there are a few options for us. We can use either the campfire, the stove, or the skillet. I guess let me try to use the stove first. It seems a little bit more interesting. So first of all, we need a campfire in order to make a stove, right? This place is a little bit noisy. I wonder why. Oh yeah, good amount of iron blocks. Wonder, is this thing working alright? I guess. Still waiting for those logs. Now for the stove. No, I probably don't have bricks, huh? Really? Let me make some bricks. Wait, where do we make clay? Do we have clay? Because we use clay for this type of the process, but I suppose we do have clay. I don't know if we have it within the system though. Oh, we do. Great. Let me just, yeah, request a massive amount of those. Here we are. Now that, oh, the difference in lag by flying from that that region to this region, it's noticeable. Let me. Oh, we do have some stone here. Hey, for now, 16. Great. You aren't that smart, really. So bricks this way. No, that's locked. Let me remove the bricks and craft them into that thing. I suppose I can out request. Yeah. We have accomplished the joy of cooking. Which is nice. I got a raw salmon. Great. Now, let's use this fish that I got to figure out how this guy works. Like, we can input an item, like so, for it to be cooked. It waits a while. Let me grab more items. I suppose I have a bunch of them in the fish farm that I made. Yeah, let me, I don't know. Like, let's cook some gar, whatever this is. Can I cook it on a campfire? Doesn't seem like it. Great. So you're not going there. What can we cook at the campfire? I wonder, don't we have salmon or anything? Oh, yeah, we do. Let's cook some salmon. Salmon. I'm very bad at pronouncing salmon. Salmon. Okay. So this thing can handle 6, right? Is that is more than a that is more than a campfire can, I suppose. I could also use some blaze burners and a skillet. Let me. I need to consider every option, right? I don't really need to consider every option, but honestly, I want to consider every option. Okay, here. I want to make a skillet. Oh, I forgot to. So the salmon drops as an item over the top of that. Oh, and with the skillet, we can use the whole stack at once. But it only drops one at a time, right? It isn't exactly faster, I don't think. But I like the fact that we can just put this entire stack there. Very low maintenance, I suppose. Can we hopper stuff into the skillet? Is the next question. Good, we can put this entire thing at once. We cannot hopper stuff into the skillet. Can we hopper stuff into this guy? It doesn't seem like it. The skillet floats, which is something. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of skillet, ain't I? So I have another thing that I want to test. Here, we have some kinetic power. Let me grab a gearbox. So, let me grab one fuel. And we get a depot. No ingredients, but that's fine. Stove. Other thing. Okay. Now, let's suppose I do have. I know I can also use deployers, but I'm wondering. Okay. Can put several skillets over the top of some blaze burners. That will do. I can make something akin of a kitchen here. With mechanical arm, aka chef, putting stuff on top of several skillets, and use the backpack in order to grab. Okay, nice. And the thing tells us that we can also make torches that way. Oh, if only I knew it. But honestly, the stick to torch ratio isn't that great. This stick to torch ratio is a little bit better. I don't know. We could make torches that way. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. Is this a vanilla recipe? Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I suppose not, right? Anyway, 30 seconds. Yeah, it seems like some things take longer, and some things are slightly faster, like campfire. Okay, so I will probably use this method, but before using that method, let me test this guy. Oh, it is very slow using the stoves. And honestly, the stoves are a little bit more tiresome to craft. But I don't know which one is faster though. Do I really care which one is faster? Because, like, let's see. The skillet takes 15 seconds, right? The stove, does it tells us how much time it takes? 15 seconds as well. But the stove does 6 in parallel. So I guess the stove is faster. Significantly too. Yeah, let's make a bunch of stoves. Like, 5 stoves should be more than enough, really. Okay. So I will need 4 campfires. Okay. Very interesting that it is that it chooses to take dead logs instead of regular logs, to be fair. But I guess it uses the one which we have the most, right? Okay. So I want something akin of a kitchen area here. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. So that we, yeah, we do burn if we step on that. Interesting. Here in the back, we will have a backpack that will first of all, these magenta balls can go here, I suppose. We'll have to light this thing up. And now we need a belt. Like so. We also need this thing, and this thing. This guy, I only want to output exactly 64. So there is a reason why I'm outputting multiples of 64. I am also doing that here. There is so that if we have any items at all in these barrels, we certainly have at least 64 of them. And because I will probably just check if these barrels have any items. So that's the reasoning there. I wonder if a simple gearbox here will do what I'm looking for. Which direction I will go in and that's if I put you there, nothing happens. So I suppose, yeah, need a second gearbox here. And I want the chef thing to be around here. And the depot be here. Let's grab the greatest block in the game. Like, you can remain there. This thing. So we have the chef. Now we just need to output that ender fern blend thingy. Well, first of all of the fern will be cut. Am I right? Yeah, part of them will be spirit fired into full ferns again, and part of them will be crushed into the blend, which is something. Which are some words. I want to. I almost want to use this space, but honestly, I'll go a little bit towards that direction. I hope I don't run out of space here. Okay, not what I meant to do. I need some crushing wheels. Why do we have these weird things? Oh, because I haven't set up a filter there. Huh, weird. I wonder... Yeah, there are no weird items there. But I need to set up a filter here. Let me do that. So always allow pressures. Interesting. Best block in the game. Great. Now I want to extend this belt a bit. So there another belt. And come like so. I wonder if this will work. Knowing my luck, it probably won't, right? Yeah. Wrong direction. That's fine. Just need to do this thing. Okay. And this region here, we need to make the fern duplicator thing. So, it is something akin of a closed loop, right? It would, I would do this following. First of all, everything will try to go into a barrel. That will be here, here, barrel. Everything will try to go into it, like so. Great. Now this barrel will output items into a so thing here. If. And then these items will be just picked up by a I don't know, a vacuumulator. I will probably use a vacuumulator instead of and that goes here. I suppose actually. Let me extend this a little bit more because we'll just put a vacuumulator there, mostly because the vacuumulator it is a little bit easier to craft and than the magnet thing. So I need a zinc machine. Is that right? Probably. Actually, I believe, yeah, I already have a zinc machine. So I'll need an ender pearl. I can find here. Thankfully, I'm running a little bit low on ender pearls. I only have like 400 of them. But thankfully, we will not use them anymore. For ender dust at least. So we have a vacuumulator. Oh, we also need an item filter for that. I always forget. So, standard filter, not this recipe. This recipe. And then I will need the lapis gear. As soon as this guy comes in. Thankfully, I'm doing somewhere closer to the center of the base. Actually, to the storage of the mined items there. So it is a little bit faster. I guess we don't need the compacting drawers for lapis anymore. But I got my vacuumulator and my item filter. So, vacuumulator, item filter, it will accept this guy. So if we throw... How do you work? Works. If we throw you guy there. Okay, it is working as intended. Great. Now we need some demon green fruit and some flint and steel to make the demon fire, and I suppose some netherrack to make it be permanent. So we need one of you. Flint and steel. One of you. And some netherrack. One of you. Any second now, those items might come in. Okay, one's already here. Second is already here. Netherrack is already here. Great. Time for us to set up the burning thing. And now I need a singular deployer, which I suppose I have some. With... Yeah, take this steel knife. So let's see how this thing works. Excuse me? Oh, I forgot to I forgot to do the thing. actually exchange this for one of you, like so. This is nice. This is a very simple setup, to be honest. I expected this to be way more complicated. But anyway, when this thing gets full, it will tell this guy to stop doing that. And it works at a 1 hopper speed, which is fine. But this guy will only get full when this belt, when this barrel and this belt, yeah. It will take a while for that guy to become full, but it will. Yeah, I mean, I guess this thing is complete. Let me just make some casings here, I suppose. I could make it somewhat smaller if I moved this guy to blocks here and put the crushing wheels here and this belt, I suppose. I want to see it working. I don't know if I will see it working anytime soon. Alas. Yeah, let's do like that. But then the barrel will get full. Not funny. It will take like forever. Alas. I exchanged the barrel. Oh, I don't know. One of you. Why aren't you working? Okay, my gold backpack thing isn't working. For some reason. Therefore, I will make another accumulator. Sad but true. What is this noise? Oh, okay. Let's make another accumulator. And I want a filter for this guy. But... And also... the way that this thing been working is not great. So you go there. Seems like about half of them go here. Which isn't a win in my book. Seems that these don't even move. Perhaps a drawer with a downgrade could be better. Yeah, let me fetch a downgrade before that thing goes before that thing just grabs every item in the game. Oh god, look at the video length. Okay. But at the same time, I believe we're finishing this. Great, now this guy will fill up. And once this guy finishes filling up, we'll start outputting here. And now we can finally finish up. Well, not finish up. We still have to hook up that thing. But I'll probably do that off camera. Hook up the redstone system because honestly, I struggle too much with simple redstone logic to do that on camera. But I suppose we do have the factory for chapter 3. It is a little bit bigger than the previous ones, I suppose. Like chapter 2 was quite small, and actually chapter 1 was quite big. And consider what I do need to what I needed to do in preparation for that. But anyway, so chapter 3 is finally complete, which is nice. I'll probably I'll probably end up the episode here, guys, mostly because of the length. I'm slightly worried about that. Let me know if you prefer videos, long videos like these, or smaller things, more digestible videos, I suppose. This guy is going. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you like it, please do like it. And I guess I see you next time.